So it's been a couple of days since the release of Sirin, of course, and well, I don't know about you guys, but I've been getting some good results with this character. I've been getting some good results with this breaker. She's coming on in, she's doing her job in terms of helping out the water element. Obviously with Alicia, she's not exactly bonding that well for her, because there's only so much that she can do to help for Alicia to do more damage, but that's a-okay because we know what's going on with the water element. There is going to be a big shift, but with her release as covering the breakage side of things, obviously as you guys can see, I've got the water breakage lineup. Yeah, no, she is definitely doing tenfold better than Nam, Anna, and in this case the previous breaker, SSR breaker, that I feel like majority of us cater to outside of Anna, JIWOO, of course. Just before we continue on, boys, if you guys do want to support your boy, you're more than welcome to. Giveaways are still available down below in the description. Winners will be picked just before the anniversary update goes live. We do have codes. We've got 2 new ones coming our way, so in total I'll be able to give out an extra 1500. If you haven't gotten the previous code, then I'm able to give out, was it 2,000 essence? So a lot of essence to be gained, more codes to be garnered from my end, and once I do get those, they'll be coming your way. So I appreciate the support. We keep on going. Anniversary giveaways will be happening too once we know what the anniversary packs are. So appreciate the support, appreciate the love, and I'll do my best to keep giving back. Alrighty, so I decided to, yep, I did go on the Cerberus. I was like, did I go on the Cerberus run? I did. So what I decided to do is just pretty much do a run with the newest breaker and then do a run with the old breaker, of course. Now thankfully with both the breakers, in terms of building them, it's very similar. They both work off from HP scaling, and technically in a way you can cater to crit and crit damage for both characters, although I think damage increase is what's more catered to for Sirin, of course. I think that's what they recommended, but either way, critical hit damage is also something that you want to cater to, since she also works off from critical hit rate, I think it is. Also critical hit damage and damage increase she benefits from. Either or, it works either way. So pretty much when it came to me doing both the runs, I pretty much just took off whatever Sirin had and put it onto JIWOO, of course, so they had the same kit running and whatnot. So there's that. Also catering that I did apply the newest kit. So obviously doing the run, when it comes to the newest breaker, I mean, right there, the good play is that you can strategically apply that first skill to benefit from, you know, getting the damage off, as well as having that auto extreme evasion. I will forever love those auto extreme evasions, but as you saw right there, the break is like 10 to 15 seconds quicker than JIWOO. It's ridiculous. Again, that's how bad it was for the water element. Unfortunately, with where water element is at, you know, like I said before, it's very outdated, especially in the breakage side of things. If we're comparing it to where the other elements are with their breakage characters, of course, that's the cold hard truth. So in terms of, you know, with the newest breaker coming along for the water element, of course, it really does push for the fact to say that it is most definitely worth the pull, purely because it's not that we don't have options, it's the fact that the characters that are currently in the game are heavily outdated and realistically not really providing much for the team outside of that breakage as well as damage. And again, if we look at where the game's at right now, if we look at where the other elements are at right now with what their breakers are doing, of course, they've got that fast breakage, they're doing way more damage, and on top of that, they are pushing support for their main DPS. And the unfortunate thing is, for the water element, we're not getting that luxury up until now. And obviously, you know, it's not even all that glory due to the fact that Alicia isn't exactly benefiting much from it, due to the fact that when it comes to the current breaker, it's more catered to the anniversary character Cheyenne. Of course, God knows what she's going to be doing, but there's going to be some form of correlation between her kit alongside gaining the max buff from Sirin's kit, of course. So that will be very interesting to see, of course. But still, regardless, we're still benefiting from the 30% water element damage from the A5, if I can remember correctly. And obviously we've got the max missiles being outplayed here, so there's some additional water damage that she's kind of benefiting from. So it's not all doom and gloomy. It is 10 times more better than JIWOO, of course, in terms of Alicia getting a little bit more out of it. But overall, the water element is just by tenfold way more better. So it's in that interest of, I would say, she's definitely worth the pull. Especially with, if you do want to set up for the anniversary character. I mean, again, if you guys do want to play it smart, I mean, well, I say play it smart, realistically, you want to maximize your water element now, because unfortunately, the water element is going to be catered to heavily due to the fact that, you know, the developers need to get those sales up. So yeah, when it comes to the anniversary content, the water element will be the main focus. Now, with all that being said, I will throw into the mix and say, you know, you do have the wind element at your disposal, right? It's not the end of the world. Yeah, you can resort to acquiring the wind element. I mean, the wind element team is going to be Gotoruji, Hansemi, and Amamiya. I mean, Jinchou is still a decent character, but realistically, Gotoruji is providing you with an extra 12% for the Amamiya. I think it's either a extra 12% or 24% to do more damage, of course. So there's that. But right there and there, as you guys can see, when in doubt, shoot your way out. That sub DPS for Sirin really does come in clutch right there. The whole team was dead, and I was like, right, I need some firepower. Thankfully, she has that firepower. Alright, so pretty much I did the same thing where I took off everything that Sirin had, and then I just kind of put it onto JIWOO, of course. So she's running the exact same gear, everything, right? Nothing's changed. We're running the same thing. So again, the feel and the vibe of it, I can just, bruh, like back when the game first came out, she was an amazing breaker, but this is kind of like a call to say either the developers need to think of a system to kind of elevate these characters, kind of bring them back, make them viable, especially for new players coming back, since these characters are being given away. Well, yeah, I mean, the typical what games do whenever they bring on new characters and whatnot, especially like during celebration time, they always make these characters accessible to get for free, unless the developers are going to be kind. I mean, I'm not too sure on that part, but either way, yeah, so the breakage was again a lot more slower. I mean, you guys see, I mean, I think she's like 15 seconds or slow or something like that, yeah. But the damage is, I mean, the one thing which I will say, you know, she does have that skill reset at a consistent rate. That's the one thing which I'll always be in favor for JIWOO and give her props, you know, having that sub DPS power with the consistency of her attacks become heavy attacks, and so you're pretty much just popping off multiple hits in one singular rotation, which is absolutely beautiful. And again, if you're catering to her kit where she's HV scaling, sorry, and catering on the crit and critical hit damage side of things, she can still pack a punch, I'll give her that, but I will say a little bit of a limit break might be in need for her, just to kind of help her that little bit, help her out in a little bit of breakage. But unfortunately, one thing that she is lacking is that she really is not. So right now, the enemy is broken, right? There's no breakage bar. So practically, she's just there being a sub DPS. That's it. She's just being a sub DPS. That's all she's doing. She's not providing anything for the team. Outside of I think she's providing also a shield play. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's a bit of a shield play going on from her. But outside of that, there's not really much going on. And again, if we're comparing it to the other breakers, such as like Gogan-hee, Azo, of course, Gotoruji, who else? Even Harper does a decent amount for the or decent debuffs, allowing us to do more damage towards anything dark requirements. So yeah, when it comes to the breakers in each other element, of course, and comparing it to how JIWOO is, she's unfortunately very outdated and last on the list. Hence why right now, yeah, Sirin will be a hot pick. So kind of trying to do a quick little rotation as I did before, time's running low, and pretty much, yeah, so my Alicia died and it was like 2 seconds left on the clock. It was just, yeah, it wasn't gonna work, unfortunately. Okay, so looking at in a tier list form, okay, Alicia has to go down now since Chayanne's gonna be coming in. Yeah, so Chayanne's gonna be coming in, so I'm gonna have to bump her down. I feel like if I'm gonna be putting her, because I will. The one thing about Sirin which I'm just kind of like 50-50 on is her damage output. Like, don't get me wrong, I love her missiles, but her damage output is just like, kind of 50-50. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we ain't got any other choice. This is as good as it gets up until whenever they choose to come back around for the water element, right? So that being said, yeah. So I think if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna have to put Gotoruji up to, and I think that is where I'm gonna have to place it. I'm considering putting Gina up to. Okay, so I think what I will do is I'm just gonna start fixing it up a little bit. There we go. Push you down, because I do want to push. JIWOO is still good. Now I'll leave it as is. I was considering pushing one of these two down, but I think they're still fairly decent, especially with the recent buff. Well, not recent buff, but with the buff that Lim's got, you know, it's not the end of the world for him, so we'll keep him there. Okay, I'm gonna leave things as is. Things might change for Shimizu. I might have to drop it down by 1 because I don't know about you boys, but I'm feeling a different type of way with this support character. So, but I'll leave it for now. But I think she's definitely SS tier. Especially, I mean, again, it's an easy one because with where water element is at right now, she easily elevates it. And when Chaeyoung for the anniversary drops, she's definitely going to be just that water breaker for the water element, and catering a lot more so for the anniversary character over with, you know, the previous water element characters breakers. So yeah, so but because I've put her up to SS, I have to put Gotoruji up. I've got like similar vibes between the two. I don't know if anyone else has gotten that, but I'm getting hella similar vibes between the two. So just because of where she's being placed, I'm gonna bump him up as low SS. I mean, I spoke about it before in the previous tier list about Gotoruji being low SS or high S plus. So yeah, I think that's pretty fitting.